Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Dr. K. Lucas. I'm excited to talk about this topic today. So come on in the room. Come on, come on, come on in the room. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on in the room. Hey, come on, come on, come on. Grab your chair, get your pen, your notepad, press record, do whatever you got to do to take notes, to learn a thing or two, or to confirm a thing or two, right? We like confirmation. We like to know that we are not crazy. We like to know that we knew this all along, right? We like to know this. We love it here. We love it here. What are we talking about today? We are talking about the Afro Divine Feminine, right? But more specifically, we're talking about science discovery. Microchimerism? Hold up. Hit play.
Microchimerism.
Microchimerism. Y'all who know me know. Microchimerism. That's what we're talking about.
Microchimerism.
You said it again. Okay, we got it. Microchimerism. We're gonna mess it up about 15 more times before this video ends. However, we're talking about microchimerism. What is that you said? Let me tell you. It is the transference of cells, of DNA, right? Now, we know that we pass our DNA to our children, but this is different, y'all. This is different. This is a different aspect of DNA, right? These are cells. And only the mother pass it down. Only the mother pass it down. And it affects majority of all the organs in your body. Your heart, your brain, your kidney, your liver. It affects majority of everything in your body because it affects majority of all the organs, your neural pathways, all of the things. It can affect it. Now, study is still out. They're still studying exactly how this thing works. This transfer of cells of DNA. The mother gives their children, whether it be a boy or a girl, it doesn't matter. Both of them gonna get it. A piece of her cell, a piece of herself, a piece of her DNA. And here's the kicker. The children also leaves a piece of their cell, a piece of their DNA in the mother. They are always connected. Always connected. I wonder if that's why they say mama, baby, daddy, maybe. But that's a different DNA. It's a different type of DNA and cell setup. Okay. But it's good thought. Like maybe that's the case. Because the mother is always with her children multi-generationally, which means your 10th grandmother, you carry her cells, her DNA. Your 4,055 grandmother, you carry her cells, her DNA. That's what that means. Exactly what that means, right? So, two things. You have your mama DNA and your mama have yours. You are always connected. And so when one transition, that loss, that grief, that connection, is vibrating so heavily during that time that we need to study it more. We need to study it more, right? This is why some say I can feel my child. Like the mother knows something wrong with her baby, even if she's thousands of miles away. Now, we ain't gonna say all mothers. You got to be tapped in. Got to be tapped in. But it's there, right? Um, we're gonna pause that there because I want to move on a little bit towards the microchimerism, right? And how this supports what we already know. African tradition, African mythology, and let's be clear about what mythology is, right? Mythology ain't nothing but creation stories. The Bible is a mythology. Are you with your mammy? The Bible is a mythology. That's all it is. All mythology have some scientific backing. What do I mean by that? You might be able to find a rock, a stone, a pot, some pottery, right? Supporting the mythology. You might be able to point to a landmass supporting the mythology. You might say, oh, this story comes from this culture, supporting the mythology, the same way as the Bible or any holy text. Well, I don't want to say any holy text because there was one that, okay, Islam has a little bit more current, but I digress. I digress. It's a mythology. So is there some truth in that? Yes, you might be able to find a pottery or something from the time that the story was told. You could find a landmass that the story was told, but it's a mythology. It's one of the greatest stories ever told, but it's a mythology. Anyway, microchimerism, I'm gonna get it together, supports African tradition, African indigenous mythology, theories, concept, and knowing. They knew, y'all. They knew. And it supports that because you can look from the Dogon to, I want to say, Yoruba. Names are going blank right now. But if you look at their stories, they center the female. They center the mother. They center her. She is the primordial being. She is God. She's God. She's the creator of all things. And here's the beauty about them centering mother. They acknowledge that because she's the creator of all things, there's different aspects of her. There's different energy frequency of her. She's both male and female. She's a primordial being. She is God. But the essence of her is in all things, is in all the children that she birthed. All the children that she's birthed. The essence of her is in them. Doesn't matter if it's male or female, which means they carry traits of her. It's in your body, right? And this trace of the mother can have your body display, have attributes, and respond to your environment a certain way. Autoimmune disease can be passed down from the mother. That's inflammation in the body. That's inflammation in the body, right? They say diabetes, child, some insulin issues, right? Can be passed down. All the things. Now, we want to think about if that's the case, then epigenetically, your response to your environment is passed down and affects how your body reacts. And if the mother is the center of all things and her essence is passed down to all of her children, if that essence recalls, remembers, has memory of something, and it is exposed to that or something similar, it will respond accordingly. It will respond accordingly. And this is why you have inflammation. This is why you have autoimmune disease. This is why you have all these things that go down. It's so many of it that I can't even go down the list because it affects all your organs in your body. The DNA from your mother can affect all the organs in your body, your heart, your liver, your lungs, all the major organs in your body, and some unmajor, is affected by the DNA of the mother that you have in you, in her mother, in her mother, in her mother, in her mother, in her mother. So it's all starting to make more sense when we say, you carry the trauma of your ancestors because you carry the ancestor of the mother. Y'all, we already knew this. Most of us already had some idea. Those who's in the spiritual world, those who do indigenous practices, has some idea. Let me say that, has some idea. And even those who are not in that environment has some idea, especially with social media nowadays, that we carry our ancestors. This is where the saying, we are our ancestors, holds truth. We are our ancestors. Science just came out and said, hey, you are your ancestor. You are your mother, 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 mother. Okay? Proof. Wait, we didn't need to know it. We didn't need the scientific studies. We didn't need the case studies and the research. We already knew it in our DNA. They was communicating with us, telling us we are you and you are us. This is how the term "we are ancestor" came about. This is how the term or the phrase that we stand on the backs of our ancestors came about. This is where the terms and the phrase of that we walk with millions came about. Because they was telling us, we just needed the white folks to catch up. We just needed them to catch up. Now they're catching up because they had to do their little research because they're not tapped in like we are. Melanated folks are the closest thing to the earth. We are divine beings. Black folks, African folks are divine beings. And if you start watching and listening more, you are hearing other culture recognize and acknowledge that we are divine beings, that we have a connection to the earth that the rest of the world do not have. We are listening, we are hearing, and we are sharing and telling. And it comes through the feminine. It comes through the female. This is also why Black women are one of the smartest group of population of people on this planet. This is also why you are hearing that if you want to feel safe, go to a Black woman. If you want to be loved, go to a Black woman. If you want to know what's going on and want to know the right way to go to a Black woman. Because we are the divine. We are the divine. The Afro Divine is in us. We carry her essence. There's stories written about who we are. The Dogons speak about Alma and how Alma blew her essence into the remaining egg that was in, the remaining energy that was in the egg. There was 2 eggs. She blew her essence in both of them. But one of them had 2 energy frequency. The other one had 1. Because the pale fox rolled out because they was impatient. That masculine energy rolled out, was trying to do things on their own. So he didn't get the full essence of Amma. The female did. The feminine energy did. Got the full essence of Amma. She already had the essence of Mama because Amma created both the masculine and the feminine. But when she said, I need you to right the wrongs of not only of what I did, experimenting, exploring, and creating, right? Just out here doing stuff because, hey, I thought it was a cool idea and I wanted to create, Not only do I need you to right those wrongs, I need you to put things in order. I need you to bring this earth that I created into harmony. Only you can do it. My Afro Divine Feminine, my Black female, Black women, only you can do it. That's what she said. So here's the question. If everything is passed down through the feminine, if the DNA in the cells is passed down through the feminine, scientific proven, biology, I don't care how small it is, right? It's still passed down through the feminine, and it carries through all the children she has and all their children. And if that's the case, and there's forever a connection and bond that does not sever or separate even through death, because energy is energy, right? If that happens, and if that's the case, I should say, if that's the truth and that's the case, then tell me what happened when the mother is separated from her child. There's a there's a fractured part there. And when it's repeated, it becomes a fractal behavior, right? It becomes a fractal behavior that you see like a winding pattern. When the mother is separated from her children, she can still feel them, right? Her children can still feel her, but there's a separation. Grief set in, sadness set in. The trauma is so severe that it cannot be repaired through just one person. It's a generational repairment. It could start with one person, but there's a generation of repairment that needs to happen. Because it's a pattern that has been placed in the DNA of her children, this fractal pattern. What do I mean by the fractal pattern? Because if she's separated from her children, right? And then her children are separated from their children, and then her children are separated from children, like slavery and colonized has done to Black and African and to the diaspora in general. That trauma is so intense that it can't just be wiped away because you had one generation of acknowledgement and awareness. Because you had two generations of being able to breathe and move and try to repair. It took generations to get here. It's going to take generations to get us out. But we're getting there. We're getting there. But there's things that we have to do. It starts not only with the individual person, but with the collective. Why does it take the collective, the community? Because how many children did she have? And how many children did her children have? And how many children did her children have? That's a collective. Those are pieces of her that has been separated from her that needs to come back together in some fashion, shape, or form. The diaspora are the pieces to the puzzle. We are the only way that this planet is going to heal. We are the only way that this earth is going to heal. We are the only way that the people are going to heal. That's a heavy and big responsibility. That's a burden that we don't need. But here's the beauty of it. I am not saying we gotta go out there and help all these crazy folks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying focus on us. Focus on us. Focus on healing us. And by focusing on healing us, it's going to be a trickle effect because that's what we do. Do you see the power that we hold? That's what we do. They still fighting it. They fighting it. With this administration, they fighting. Well, we want to pick the lesser evil. We want to pick the most qualified. We want to pick the one who will actually win. Hogwash. They're fighting it every step of the way. And while they're fighting it, then you have another half about why I just won't listen to Black people. But then at the same time, you say don't listen to Black folks, but then you don't listen to Black folks. What are you doing, Sway? So we focus on us. We focus on healing us. I mean, that's what we've been doing anyway. We've been focused on trying to heal us, and they just keep on, boom, boom, boom. But the more we focus on us without being angry and mean and nasty to other people, we're going to heal. Now, focus on us and being loving doesn't mean you be dumb and stupid, y'all. Don't be dumb and stupid. Please. That doesn't mean that you don't fight and protect and defend. Okay? The feminine energy does all of that. Don't let this westernized concept of repression of feminine have you thinking that's what feminine energy does. It doesn't. Remember, the feminine energy is all of things. She created the masculine, the male. She has more essence of Amma or the primordial being or God than the male does. If we're going based on mythology out of these indigenous practices. So if we're riding with that, because I'm riding with it, okay, I'm riding with it. We look at these deities, these different aspects of her, because there's different aspect of energy frequency of her that shows up. And these energy frequency represent different things. And some of them are aggression, some of them warriors, some of them are angry, some of them are. Think of Kali, think of Olokun. Come on, people. Think of these. They are not passive and submissive and, oh, I just want to love you and do whatever you need me to do to make your life better. That's not feminine energy. You could think of Demeter. I think her name is Demeter. Is it Demeter? In Greek mythology, when they kidnapped her daughter, took her to the underworld, raped her, did all the things. She fell in love with her abuser. Stockholm syndrome. But her mother was going crazy and went to her kinfolk and said, hey, dude kidnapped my daughter. He kidnapped my daughter. Y'all need to bring her back. And they was like, nah, you all right. What? So she starved everybody. She said, oh, this is what you're going to do it? Starved everybody. Made the whole world go into a drought. You playing with me? And people died. They was falling left and right because they had no water. They had no food. They had nothing messing with her. Oh, girl said, okay, play with me. I asked you to do one simple thing, the right thing, and y'all play with me. Kill billions of people because she starved them. No water, no food, no nothing. And when she got her daughter back, that's a totally different story, totally different color. But even her in the feminine energy is not weak and docile. Do not let this European patriotic, misogynistic Western idea get you caught up about what feminine energy is, or what feminine is, or what the concept of a primordial being of the essence that you carry, because we carry it. It comes through the mother. And Black folks are the closest one to the earth. It all lines up. So that's what I was excited about, because I love it when science come out and prove all the things that we as Black people been hearing all our lives, been knowing all our lives, and they've been sitting here trying to hoodwink us and lie to us and say A, B, and C. This is why they had the witch hunts. Now, here's the thing about some of the witch hunts, because the witch hunt wasn't a primary African thing, right? It wasn't a primary African thing, but it was those females in that lineage tapped in. They was tapped in. They was tapped in. So I'm gonna say that. Also, I'm gonna say they just wasn't tapped in like us. Different story. Also, I'm gonna say that there's good and bad in everything. There's good and bad in everything. There's things that are harmful to you, and there's things that are beneficial to you. There's things that can harm others, and there's things that can benefit others. So you can call it whatever you want. Tap in. Tap in. It's time for us to get it together. This world is going crazy. And I know that sounds like something we've been saying every 10 to 20, 30 years. Like, oh my God, Jesus is coming back. Oh my God. We in Revelations. Oh my God. We come to the end of the world. Oh my God. That's cute. Each time we go through that cycle is a cycle where we are transitioning, right? And we are leveling up. That's all I'm saying. We're just leveling up. So I need for everyone to tap in and start doing the work that needs to be done during this level up. We need to collectively come together, get in your little hubs or houses, your parties, and do the work. Let's change these parties from sipping on drugs or liquor or whatever you is and killing ourselves and doing nothing, and change them into and doing the work parties, spiritual work, which leads to the physical work, which is the bodily work, right? We getting there. We coming back because you hear more people talking about buying land and farming, which again is a cycle. It's a cycle because we're transitioning and we're evolving. But I need more people to get into it now. Tap in. If you don't know how to tap in, if you don't know where to start, yo, hit my follow button. Go to my website. There's different things on there that you can learn or start your learning from, right? You can start your learning somewhere. There's a lot of people out on this social media platform who are teaching spiritual work. Because everything is spiritual. We're just waiting for the white folk to catch up to knowing that. But they got to do the scientific studies. Now, keyword, I'm Dr. Kincaid, which means I did some scientific studies. I'm here because I like to have the science supporting the spiritual. Because what you're not going to tell me is I'm wrong. You're going to tell me it's a lie. Why is that? Like somebody, my ancestors are talking to me. Ain't no lie. You just haven't found anything in your books to support it. You haven't found anything in your research to support it. So let me help you out. Let me help you out find the research to support it. There's plenty of us out here. Black women are smart. Tap in. Again, if you want to know more, hit my website, hit my bio on my link. We got to tap in, y'all. And understand that when you do those things, you'll be working in a collective. You'll be working in a collective because collective work is important work. Anywho, what's that? I just love when stuff come like this. Y'all have a great and wonderful day. I see y'all on the flip side. Toodles.